Today, I wanted to talk about what it means to set goals. So, something that I've been really realizing recently is that working aimlessly toward a very vague goal doesn't really help you make significant progress. For example, a vague goal that I've had for a while is to get in shape, get rid of that stubborn belly fat that I've always had my whole life. But that's such a vague goal, and I have no systems that allow me to make progress. I was aimlessly hitting workouts, I was aimlessly running without a system or without a plan. And I was realizing that I wasn't really making any progress, or if I was, it was so microscopic that it would take it would just not get me to that end goal. Something that I've been trying to implement lately is systems and short-term goals. For example, is for my workouts, something that I've been really implementing is a notebook. It sounds stupid. It sounds something that it sounds like a burden. However, the more I've been writing down my workouts, the sets, the reps, the exercise I'm hitting, the weight, the amount of remaining reps I could have had, that could have the remaining reps until failure that I was leaving out, that helps me track my progress, and I really get to see how much I'm really missing out on. Another thing that really helps me do is create create a schedule that if I'm consistent on, I'm able to make progress in targeted areas instead of just aimlessly hitting chest and back one day, hitting arms the other day. Instead of doing that, I'm able to, you know, organize my split in a way where I'm hitting the same muscle group twice a week, and I'm really able to track my reps, and I'm able to track my the weight so that I can progressively overload instead of just relying on memory of roughly how much I lifted last time, which is so hard because of all the different exercises, all the different types of weights that are used. It's just, it doesn't really make sense. So that's something that I really began implementing is a system. And the short term goal that I did implement for that is to lose 3 pounds of weight without, I mean, this sounds vague for now, but until April, I want to get rid of that belly fat and be able to see the bottom two abs. Right now, everyone has the top two abs, but I really want to see the bottom two abs. And I want to do this in a way where I'm not really losing any significant muscle mass. And it's something that if I'm really progressively overloading, having a little a little caloric deficit and able to keep my protein up, I feel like I'll be able to reach that. And that's something I've been tracking as well, my macros and how much movement I've been getting throughout the day, 10,000 steps. Another goal that I have implemented recently is to be able to run a half marathon by this summer. And that's a long time from now. So another short-term goal I've implemented to be able to track my progress until then is to run a 10K by spring break, first week of April. And to do that, I've been logging my workouts. I've created a split of different runs that I do. For example, today was day one of my training, and today I hit a zone two, just a chill 4 mile run. And this allowed me to really gauge where I'm at right now. And based on this, if I just continue my split consistently, not missing any days, I will be able to hit that short term goal. And once I do hit that short term goal, that's when I begin implementing new systems to help me hit that half marathon goal by this summer. And then after the half marathon, next up is a marathon. And then from there, triathlon. And it's just so on and so forth. Eventually, inevitably hitting my goal of becoming, a hybrid athlete or, just an overall healthy and active guy. But that's really where I feel like the short term goals and just really being able to set schedules and really being able to set systems that get you to these short term goals will allow you to get to the long term goals. And something that I've noticed is same thing goes into working on a business. The project that I've been working on, I've been telling myself, yeah, I'm gonna work an hour on this today, I'm gonna work an hour on this tomorrow, instead of thinking to myself, what needs to be done? What needs to be done? What type of phases can I implement into my plan to really get where I want the business to go? Instead of just thinking, yeah, I'm gonna work on it today, I'm gonna work on it tomorrow. So I created a phase plan where in this week I hope to implement and really accomplish this in the platform. And next week, I hope to accomplish this so that I have a visible and I have a written down, I have a physical goal that I know what I'm going for instead of a vague idea of, yeah, I need to get this business done and ready to pilot by the end of the month or by the end of, the school year or whatever. So really being able to write down and implement short-term goals and breaking up your long-term goals and being able to figure out what specifically you want to achieve instead of just having a very vague idea of what you want to achieve. I feel like that's something that really helps you achieve what you want, especially in the long term. Yeah. Thank you for listening.